started on a Tuesday night around 11:40 p.m. I remember the time because I had just finished helping a client named Stephen Wallace fix his email server, and I was about to shut everything down. My apartment in Columbus was completely silent, except for the soft hum of my desktop. Right as I moved my mouse to click shut down, my screen flickered. Not unusual. It happens. But instead of going black, a small window popped up in the corner. No icon. No title bar. Just a gray box with text. Still working. I froze. At first I thought it was some kind of prank or maybe a leftover remote session. I checked my connections. Nothing active. No one logged in. I typed back out of instinct, even though there wasn't a clear place to reply. Who is this? For a few seconds nothing happened. Then the text changed. You didn't answer earlier. That didn't make sense. I hadn't been chatting with anyone except Steven, and that was through official software. This wasn't that. I opened Task Manager. Nothing unusual. No strange processes. No unknown apps. Then the box updated again. You're looking for it. You won't find it. At that point I felt that small tight pressure in my chest you get when something's off but you can't explain why. I disconnected my internet immediately. Pulled the Ethernet cable out of the back of the PC. The box stayed. No lag. No delay. It was still there like it didn't care whether I was online or not. I stared at it for a solid minute, trying to think logically. Maybe malware. Something local. Then another message appeared. That won't help. I actually stood up from my chair when I read that. Because the cable was in my hand. There was no way anything could have known I unplugged it. Unless it wasn't coming from outside. I restarted the PC. Full shutdown. Waited 10 seconds. Booted it back up. Everything looked normal. No window. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Told myself I was overreacting. Probably some weird glitch or delayed script from earlier. But then as my desktop fully loaded, a folder appeared on its own. I didn't create it. The name was just one word. Videos. I don't keep video folders on my desktop. Ever. I hovered over it for a while before opening it. Inside there was a single file. No thumbnail. Just a black icon. The file name was a timestamp. 11-38 pm.mp4. That was 2 minutes before the first message appeared. My heart started pounding. I don't scare easily, but this felt different. I double-clicked it. The video opened instantly. It took me a second to understand what I was looking at. It was my apartment, my living room. The angle looked like it was coming from behind me, slightly elevated. I could see my desk, my chair, and me, sitting exactly how I was 2 minutes ago, moving, typing, completely unaware. I turned around so fast my chair nearly tipped over. There was nothing behind me, just a wall. No camera, no shelf, nothing that could have recorded that angle. When I looked back at the screen, the video had paused on a single frame. Me, facing the monitor, and then the gray box reappeared on top of the video. Now you're paying attention. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. I unplugged my PC completely. Not just internet, everything. Power cable out. Monitor off. I even covered the webcam with tape, even though I knew the angle in that video didn't come from it. I kept checking my apartment over and over. Bathroom, closet, kitchen. Every corner. Nothing. No hidden devices. No sign anyone had been there. Around 3 a.m., I finally sat back down at my desk, just staring at the blank screen. I told myself I'd take the PC to a repair shop in the morning. Maybe they'd find something I missed. At some point I must have dozed off in the chair, because the next thing I remember, the monitor was on. Not just on, running. The PC had powered itself back up. I know for a fact I unplugged it. The gray box was already there. You shouldn't ignore me. My mouth went dry. I didn't move. I didn't even touch the keyboard. Then another message came. Play the next one. A new file appeared on the desktop. 3-07 am.mp4. That was right around when I woke up. I didn't want to open it. Everything in me was telling me not to, but I did anyway. The video started. It was dark this time, grainy, like night vision, the same angle as before. My chair, My desk. But I wasn't in the chair. The camera slowly shifted. Not a cut. Not a new angle. It moved, like something holding it was walking. My breathing got heavier as I watched it move past the desk, toward the hallway, toward my bedroom. The door in the video was slightly open, and then the camera pushed it further open. Inside I could see my bed, and me, sleeping. I actually felt sick watching it, because whoever or whatever recorded that was inside my apartment, right next to me. The video ended abruptly. The gray box popped back up. "You didn't wake up." That's when I snapped. I grabbed my phone and called the police. Tried to explain everything. They came, checked the apartment, found nothing. No forced entry. No devices. Nothing. They looked at my PC, but by then, everything was gone. No folders. No files. No gray box. Just a normal desktop. They told me it was probably stress. Maybe I fell asleep watching something and dreamed the rest. But I know what I saw. I know that video was real. I didn't stay in that apartment after that. I moved out within a week. New place, new setup, new everything. For a while, nothing happened. I almost convinced myself it was over. Until last night. I was working late again like usual. New computer, completely different system. No old files transferred. At exactly 11:38 p.m., my screen flickered, and a familiar gray box appeared. My hands went cold before I even read it. Different place. Same you. I didn't touch anything. Didn't type. Didn't move. Then the final message showed up. "This angle is better." And before I could react, my webcam light turned on. Slowly. Without me clicking anything. And the screen switched to live video. From behind me. Closer this time. Close enough that I could see something standing just out of full view. Right over my shoulder. I shut the computer off instantly. I haven't turned it back on since. And I don't think I will. Because I'm starting to realize something I didn't want to admit before. It was never inside the computer. It just needed me to look at the screen. This happened last winter in Columbus, Ohio. I had just built a new PC. High-end parts, custom, cooling, everything clean. It was supposed to be my dream setup. I used my computer late into the night, coding, gaming, sometimes just browsing. That night around 2:13 a.m., I noticed something strange. My mouse moved. Not a drift. Not a glitch. It moved deliberately, like someone dragging it. At first I thought maybe I bumped the desk. I tested it. Took my hands off. Waited. Nothing. I laughed it off and went back to my work. About 5 minutes later it happened again. This time the cursor moved straight to the bottom corner and clicked open a folder. A folder I hadn't touched in months. It contained old photos, personal ones. I froze. I immediately unplugged my mouse and keyboard. The cursor stopped. Okay, I told myself, must be remote access. I checked everything. No unknown programs. No remote sessions. Firewall clean. I even pulled up Task Manager. Nothing unusual. Still, I restarted the PC. That's when things got worse. When the system booted back up, there was a new file on my desktop. I know every file on my system. I'm obsessive about organization. This one wasn't mine. The file name was Kevin and behind of you and P4. I didn't open it. Instead, I checked its properties. Created 2:18 a.m. Just seconds after the reboot. My stomach tightened. Someone had to be inside my system. But how? I disconnected my internet immediately. Pulled the Ethernet cable out. Sat there staring at the screen. And then the file opened on its own. The video started playing. It was my room. Recorded from behind me. The angle was slightly elevated, like it was filmed from the top corner of the room. Except I don't own a camera. No webcam, nothing. In the video, I was sitting exactly where I was now, staring at my monitor. The timestamp in the corner read, 2:17 a.m. 1 minute ago. I felt my throat go dry. The video continued, and I saw myself lean forward, just like I had done moments earlier. Then slowly something changed. Behind me, The closet door creaked open. In real life, my closet was closed. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. In the video, I watched as the door opened wider, inch by inch, revealing nothing but darkness inside. No clothes, no shelves, just black. Then something moved inside that darkness. A shape, tall, too tall. It bent, like it was trying to fit through the doorway. I slammed my PC's power button and shut everything down. The room went silent. No fan noise, no screen glow, just darkness and my breathing. I sat there for a long time not moving. Finally, I forced myself to turn around. My closet door was still closed, exactly as it had been. I told myself it was some kind of hack, some sick prank. Maybe someone got access to a hidden camera somehow. But that didn't explain the angle. It didn't explain the timing. And it definitely didn't explain what I saw next. Because when I turned my PC back on, the file was gone. No trace. Not in the recycle bin. Not in system logs. Nothing. But something else had changed. My desktop wallpaper. It was now a still image from that video. The frame where the closet door was halfway open, and just barely visible in the darkness, was a face. Not clear, not human, but it was looking directly at me. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. I turned every light on in my apartment and sat in the middle of the room staring at that wallpaper. I tried to convince myself it was edited, fake, but I knew my system. No one could just slip in and out like that without leaving a trace. Around 4 a.m., I called my friend Aaron Blake. He's also in IT. If anyone could explain this, it was him. He came over within 30 minutes. I didn't tell him everything at first. Just said my PC was acting weird. He sat down, started checking logs, running scans, going deep into system files. After about 20 minutes, he stopped. "Kevin, what exactly happened?" I hesitated, then told him everything. The cursor, the file, the video. He didn't laugh. He didn't even try to explain it. Instead, he asked, "Do you still have the video?" "No, it's gone." He nodded slowly, then pointed at the screen. "But that isn't." We both stared at the wallpaper. Aaron zoomed into the image, enhanced the brightness. The face became clearer. It wasn't just a face. It was stretched, like it didn't belong to a skull. The eyes were too far apart. The mouth slightly open, wider than normal. And then Aaron noticed something I hadn't. "Kevin, this isn't just a picture." "What do you mean?" He leaned closer. "Look at the pixels." I did. At first I didn't see it. But then, I noticed slight movement. Almost like static. Like the image was breathing. "No," I whispered. "Yes," Aaron said. "This is a live feed." My heart dropped. "But that's impossible," I said. "There's no camera." Aaron didn't answer. Instead, he slowly turned his head toward the closet. I followed. The door was still closed. But now, there was a faint sound. A soft, uneven tapping. From inside. Neither of us moved. The tapping stopped. Then slowly, the closet door handle twisted. Aaron stood up immediately. "We need to leave. Now." We grabbed our phones and walked out of the apartment without looking back. I stayed at Aaron's place that night. Actually, for the next few days. When I finally went back, I didn't go alone. 2 of us. Middle of the day. Lights on. The apartment looked normal. The closet was empty. No hidden compartments. No cameras. Nothing. But my PC was still on. I'm absolutely sure I shut it down. The screen was black, but the tower was running. Aaron told me not to touch it, but I couldn't help myself. I moved the mouse. The screen came to life. The wallpaper was gone. Instead, there was a single open window. A text file. It said, "You left." I waited. You came back. And then one final line appeared as we watched. "Now stay." The closet door behind us slammed shut. We ran. I didn't pack anything. I didn't go back again. I canceled the lease, lost money, didn't care. Aaron refuses to talk about it now. I built another PC months later, but I never use it past midnight. And I never keep it in my bedroom. Because sometimes, very rarely, I still see that same image flash on my screen for a split second. That half-open closet. That face, waiting, watching,